Afternoon guys, this is the first workshop video that I'm going to do. Today we have a Yamaha Gen 2 R1 with poor running. I've just done a quick visual inspection just to see what I think could be the problem. It seems to be carburetor related, possibly fuel tap. The reason I say that is there's definite fuel in the oil. Now when the engine's got hot, the fuel vapours in the oil going into the airbox and then creating it, making it run rich. So first thing to do is I will take the tank off, check the tap out, and also I'm going to obviously have to have the carburetors off to see what's going on there. It may be just muck in the carburetors, or basically poor O-rings letting the fuel blow past, but we'll see. So next thing you'll see, with the carburetors off, I'm not going to film me taking it all apart because that's just boring. So I'll get back to you soon. Okay, so now you can see that the carburetors are off. So what I'm going to do now is put you on the time lapse, and then you can see me stripping them down, and you can see, and then I'll cut in halfway through and show you what I find inside the carburetors and what kind of mess we're looking at. Okay, so on first inspection of the carburetors, they're not as dirty as I was expecting actually. One of them was fairly mucky, but I think really that bad. But the float needle seats did seem to have a lot of play on the O-ring. I'm suspecting that fuel was blowing past there, and then obviously filling the crankcases of fuel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the jets out. I'm not going to bother ultrasonic cleaning these cars because they don't warrant needing that. So yeah, as I say, I'm going to put some new float needle valves in. I'm going to have to order those because I haven't got them in stock. This was a spare of the moment job, and I'm doing it while I'm waiting for another to come in. So new float needle seats. I'm going to clean the jets out, then obviously blow the carburetors through with compressed air, make sure they're nice and clean. I think when I've got the bike down this far, I'm going to probably change the spark plugs as well. It makes sense, and obviously a new fuel filter. And I'm probably going to change the fuel as well. Reason being, it has been sat for a long time, and I think he did top it up with some fresh, but that doesn't always work, doesn't always mix. And with these new fuels, they do tend to go off within sort of 2 or 3 months. And with this new fuel that's coming out as well, which is the E10, that's going to be even quicker. And some bikes, especially this one, may not even run very well on this E10 fuel. It probably will run temporarily, and then you'll find that the extra ethanol in the fuel will eat away at the rubber tips on the floats, and then we might have this problem all over again. So this customer is going to have to start going on to super unleaded, which will then still be an E5 fuel from what I'm led to believe, and hopefully he's going to stop leaving it so long in between uses. I know in this country it's an R1, it doesn't get used all year round, it's more of a toy, but I can't express enough that leaving bikes with this fuel in does not do them any good. And genuine Yamaha kits aren't cheap. You can buy these cheap Chinese float needle kits on certain auction sites, and they are basically what you're paying for. You're going to pay 10 quid for a kit, and that is what the quality you're going to get. The float levels will probably be wrong because the spring tension in the float needle itself is probably different to the original. I don't know how the E10 fuel will cope with these float rubbers as well. I mean, it probably just make, you know, a mush out of them. So I'm going to cut it off here, and then what I'll do, the next video I'll do will be with probably the carburetors back together, back on the bike and it running, and probably a final synchronization, and hopefully that's going to cure his running problems. Unless there's something interesting on the way through that I might cut back in and show you, but I'm going to leave it here for now. Okay, so this is the next day now. The car's been fully rebuilt. I've had reassembled them, obviously put them on the bike, connected everything up, changed the spark plugs, fuel filter. Now I'm just going to run it up, see what it runs like, and then do a final synchronisation. Hopefully start putting it back together. Although the customer has actually said, can we service it while it's here, so we're going to do that as well. So let's get on with it. So as you can see, they're pretty spot on now. Go through the graph. Two, three, four. Right, so the graph's all over the place. So we need to start looking at possible mixture screws. It's not going to be the valve clearances because I did those a little while, about 1,000 miles ago. So we need to do some more fine tuning, so I'm going to come back to it later.